be victorious. And that's exactly what happened. Denowitz is a little bit more wide open, um, but the Prussians are kind of coming in and kind of hitting the French in their flank as they're trying to march up the road to Berlin. So if they kind of get stymied, um, and they're not able to kind of push on beyond Denowitz, then they're in trouble. And historically, that's where I can't remember who. Maybe it was Unado. Um, kind of literally followed the orders that Ney gave him, even though he knew that they were bad. And he's just like, okay, yeah, it was either Bernadotte, not Bernadotte, but it was one of those marshals who, they're all jealous of each other, kind of a thing. And so he intentionally, kind of wrecks things just to spite Ney, even though the French ended up being defeated as a result. So it's kind of like cut your nose off to spite your face type of a thing, but not entirely unusual for the French marshalate.
You're a bit of a history major, aren't you, as well?
Yes, but my area of history, and Robert is also a history major. In fact, he's got a PhD. I only have a master's degree. But I had studied sort of ancient Mediterranean, so Greek and Roman. And then the fellow who is my lead professor died partway through my studies. So they didn't know how long it would take to rehire somebody in that same topic. So then I finished up with American history, um, end of the Civil War through the New Deal. So I basically have two topics I cover:
Oh, so you did
ancient
Reconstruction.
history and
That's an
European
interesting
and
period.
and U.S. history in this very interesting range. But um, that's what I did. Robert studied Middle Eastern history, so he's a
Oh wow.
published author. We have to call him Professor Bond if we're going to be
Yeah.
really
I
really.
studied the Ottomans. That was my specialty, the Ottoman Empire. Who
Yep.
on any battlefield we would play here, they would lose.
You have, I want to interject real quick. You have one of the nicest voices I've ever heard. Top 10, for sure. It's amazing.
There you go, Robert. We should start a voice
You
acting
should
studio.
sell soap or something. I mean, come on.
There you go.
It,
All right. Well, on that happy note of, so Robert, you've got a fallback career.
There you go.
It's
I'll start.
it's it's taking you time to figure it out. I see you. I think that soap isn't your thing. You're looking to get
well, it's a bit
sponsored
of
by
bad.
a whiskey
Yeah,
company,
there you
you
go.
know,
Better choice.
and
But
get
whatever pays.
your free bottle of 40 Creek.
There you
So,
go.
yep.
If I had to retire, if I could retire and do something, I would probably try to steal listeners away from Dan Carlin and do, I don't know, super hardcore history.
Incredibly hardcore history.
History,
I
yeah.
love
There
it.
you go. You think that's crunchy? You haven't heard crunchy. Here, let me tell you crunchy stuff.
There you go.
So, well, and his podcasts are only what, 2 or 3 hours long. So you just need to, call yours marathon history or something like that.
His the last one I listened to was 13 hours long. He did on the Persian Empire
Oh my God. Wow.
from beginning to end. Yeah, he
Well,
did a really good job on it too.
there's a lot of history to cover there.
Podcast type thing or what?
Yeah, yeah, he's one of the best history. He's he's not really a super trained historian, but he's been in journalism and his podcasts are just amazing. He did one on World War One that was like, I don't know,
Could you
18 hours
could you
long.
could you put a link to maybe just that World War one in our group chat?
Yeah, sure.
I would definitely like to check that out and see what the guy has to say. I like that kind of. Is it all is this sort of thing you can just listen to, or do you need to watch it?
No, it's just listening.
Nice.
And I'll this is his general website and
Okay, sure. Yeah.
He-
I'll look for it in the Discord chat. Oh, see, there we go.
Sorry.
Hey,
There you go.
David, how are you?
he's really great with his primary sources.
Oh, neat.
His World War I is just epic. World War II, he also did both fronts in probably like 26 hours. Both sides of the war.
Hardcore history.
Yep.
Yeah.
Greek, I'm checking that out. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Hey, many
Oh, I'm
hours.
almost tingling with anticipation on that. That is neat. Oh, wow. What a thing to turn
It's
up.
great for long drives across the country.
Yes. I mean, the one that I listen to, there's one that's Red Coat History, and then there's another one that's Napoleonic War or something like that, which is another podcast, and those are good too. Particularly since, well, the Red Coat one bounces around, so it's not strictly Napoleonic, but they've got a lot of stuff that covers the Napoleonic Wars. But the Napoleonic one is pretty good.
There's one I listen to called the Napoleonicist, which is kind
okay.
of good. He brings on academics to talk about, their favorite battles or different things.
Well, there you go. Well, and apparently this one that I'm listening to, the Napoleonic history one, they organize a conference every year, a historical conference out there in England somewhere. And then they get all these different folks from around the continent and U.S. come out for it. So I'm like, oh, I'll have to save up my money and go join that one day. So I just soak up the history.
The guy who does the Napoleonicist, he started a charity that funds the reburial of remains found in Spain from Napoleonic period to give
Wow.
them honor. Yeah, which is kind of cool.
Huh. Wow.
Yeah, that is cool.
And it's an intimidating group. They're so well read.
That's all right. You can answer all the questions on why the vassal module isn't behaving itself any given day.
I hope so, yeah.
That's probably much more practical.
Hmm.
And you can help me with the rules, since I'm becoming the
Oh, God.
Joe Biden of rules.
I mean, I'm nervous for when the first cavalry starts happening. I'm like, oh God, they're going to put that together. It is kind of cool. We are seeing face to face right there by the church. I can see you and you can see me. We are not but 100 yards apart.
There we go.
Maybe not even that. You know what I mean? I guess maybe 100 yards, maybe 75.
Mitch,
Yeah,
I'm glad you're face to face with his infantry, not 400 yards away from his cannons.
Oh, me too. With this level B, yeah. It's one thing to face a little French line infantry. It's another thing to be in. Yeah. Whew.
That was a strategic withdrawal. That was well done. There is no point in hanging on to terrain that ends up getting you killed.
Yeah.
He's looking for targets, that's for sure.
But where are we at?
Our job is to make the targets scarce.
Mm-hmm.
So when last we left, the chit for Junot had bin pulled, and we called it a quit there because we were running into the clock. So Junot's corps needs to move, and then we can. I think I don't know how many more chits we have in the bucket. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think we've drawn all of the Russian ones at this point. So it's really just French chits and the regroup chit, and Yeah, yeah. So that's kind of where we're at. Then we'll have fire, and then we'll
Go at fire.
start the 720 turn, I guess.
Hmm.
Okay. Do you, Dave? Do you want to just briefly talk about the 8th Corps there?
What, you want to go down to HQ?
Sure. Let's really quickly.
All right.
Do you want me to leave so you guys can talk?
I don't know. I wasn't planning on spilling any secrets.
No, please hang out. Yeah, we'll hang
Yeah.
out. That's fine.
So I did thought I
Eric,
would talk with you. Sure.
I have a couple little notes for you. Rick can listen to this as well. These are minor, but in the interest of making targets scarce, when you look across your line of infantry in front of Semyonovskaya,
Yep.
you have a battalion still in that flesh. He's actually a shot magnet without being able to do very much.
Okay.
So when you have a chance, you may want to pull him back to the main group of the second Grenadiers.
Yeah, I think he is part of. He's with the 8th
He's with
Corps,
us.
or this.
He's
It's
going
hard
to be
to
the same
tell.
as these guys.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Well, I don't know. Just a
Yeah,
little belt.
because he's a brown belt.
No, you're right. It's that reddish belt.
Yeah.
It's not a purple belt. Gosh, that's hard to tell.
This guy belongs back here with these ones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he's out of command, so he can start making his way.
Yep.
During the
And then
regroup
the other thing is, if you look through the set of squares,
Yep.
most of those battalions are ordinary line infantry battalions, which are very good in the squares. But a couple of them are elite grenadiers. Notably, in front of that flag, you've got a couple of grenadier battalions here
Okay.
and
So
here.
yeah. So
Yep.
remember I missed I think the first 2 turns of the game. So
Yeah.
these are ones that I don't know if you moved them or Mitch moved them, but I just kind of left them there because I didn't know who was who.
That's your buddy Brennan.
We're going to
We
blame
just filled it up
Kutuzov.
He's fast asleep this morning. So these battalions, they probably were like deployed there. But when you have a chance, you want to, before the French come close,
Right.
you want to swap them to the back and get ordinary line infantry up. And the reason is those grenadiers have times 4 firepower, so they're a really good counterattacking force. And it's a waste of them to be out front. So you should replace them with ordinary line infantry.
Okay. Yeah, I've got some ordinary line infantry over here, I think, with the 12th Division. So I can plug them in.
Exactly. Just because then your whole grenadier division will be back in the mid reserve, and
Right.
you can bring it out when it's time, rather than getting them randomly torn up at the front in the early action.
So I've got a question for you then. So these guys are in square. Can they, during the regroup phase, change formation and move, or do
But they can move,
need...
and then if they move into a general order terrain, then that forces a change in formation. But they can't voluntarily change. I don't believe.
Well, and that's why I'm asking that question. So
You could probably move up into the flesh across its front.
right,
That would be the equivalent of general order.
yeah,
That'll force them into general order.
right. But I'd have to. Would I come out of square first?
The square would creep up across the redoubt,
Okay.
across the front of the redoubt.
So then, I have that my one movement point. Oh no, it's not. It's not that way. 5th edition, you got the one movement point here. It cost me 2 movement points to move in square. So it would cost
costs
me
you plus
2
1
plus
movement
whatever going over the
Plus one.
yeah. Well, plus
The square is only plus 1. Square is plus 1.
okay.
Alrighty. I'll start moving stuff.
All right. So I could then get them there, and then I'd have to get somebody else activated and bring them up and shuffle them around. Okay, I can
Oh,
do that.
it's
You
only
have
been
a burner
weird.
picture.
Somebody else
Moscow.
showed on the map, since it's not actually there, burned to the
The
ground.
Moscow militia has volunteered to take that area for you.
Oh no, the Moscow militia, they're going to be stopping the entire Third Corps single-handed.
The
They
Moscow
got this,
militia supported by the Smolensk icons.
Exactly.
and a
Exactly.
little bit of vodka. They are
Yep.
ready to go.
Yep. A lot of vodka. What are you
They
talking
rout,
about?
but they come right back.
Yep.
What's that?
They rout,
With
but they come right back.
all the
and
vodka you
capture
missed.
the icon.
So you can't capture the relic, but can you surround it all 6 hexes and then it can't move?
No,
oh.
it will magically fly anywhere. If you think
So
about
if
it,
you know an enemy's hawk?
it's just a bunch of guys with a little wooden plaque wearing their little black Cossacks, and they can
It's
just run and slip anywhere. They just go,
Probably
woo!
a very young Rasputin, right?
Yes. Rasputin's grandfather, perhaps.
I'm trying to be gamey here, and you're not letting me. You're so mean.
Well, it was one of those things. If you ever talk to Dennis Spores, the first sort of duel in the desert where the Marshall Enterprises guys came out of retirement, Ed Wimble had invited them out, and they were playing Moscow, this second edition game when it was published back in 2012. And so that's what they did. They would come and they'd move onto it, and it would go boop, and it would blink away like it was matter transporter had moved it from Star Trek. And they kept chasing it around the battlefield, and it would just go boop, 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 and relocate everywhere. So Dennis tells amusing stories about his frustration trying to move that thing. Yeah.
Hey, while they're doing this, can we jump into a side room for a few seconds?
Sure.
Thank you.
Who's watching his move?
Yeah, that's a good question. Who is watching his move? Normally,
I don't know.
Mitch
We
should
trust-
be watching that move.
We trust Professor Bond.
We trust Professor.
Yeah,
Bond.
Oh my God, that's what you do. Build up trust, and then.
Well, it could just be Brennan. I don't necessarily. If Eric, if you need to hang on, whatever works for.
Yeah,
I just need
I'll watch Robert for what it's
Okay.
worth.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, Robert. The eyes of an eagle are on you now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
Time to worry.
I am. Yes. Look at the movement chart. There's the movement chart. Where is it? Okay. All right.
This commander may end up back here because he's actually the infantry division commander.
Oh, I thought he was. Yeah. He is the 24th, right? So the 24th is there.
Well, your
1,
cavalry
2,
is
3,
also the
4,
24th.
5, 6, 7.
Here's the cavalry commander. They're the cavalry is the 24th
Okay.
brigade or whatever.
But the infantry.
There's a 24th division and
That's all of it, right? Just those two light and the two light and the artillery.
Oh, I guess the 24th division is only who is here?
So, Robert, quick question: this unit here, are they in road order? Because it looks like the road order marker that would normally trail behind them got put on top of them. So it looks like.
Well, I could take them out of road order by here, couldn't I? Because they can't use road order. They can't be in road order anymore, anyways, can they? Unless they go up that road.
But doesn't it cost points to?
It's going to cost 3 movement points to. You have more than enough movement, I think, from where you were starting. Because you guys, they started over here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could
you could take them out of road order.
Well, I don't need to have them in road order anymore, anyways.
But it was just curious because I know that they had been sort of trailing behind.
Yeah. Let's just take them out of road order. that solves that. Let's see. Now that's the leader, the commander, the 10th is here, so these guys can go and up brown hex side is, oh, it doesn't cost anything for infantry.
Correct.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do it there. And they can't be in road column anyways going through this gold, can they?
Yeah.
They can be in road column. They just don't get the benefit of being
Generally.
like on the trail, right? So
They just have to pay 1, right?
yeah.
Instead of the half.
Well, the trail doesn't give you half. The trail
But-
is only going to help you like when you're going to cross over the stream here or something like that at some point in the future.
Does it negate
Yeah.
it negates terrain in the
yeah, if you're on the road and the road goes over something that would normally cost some extra and you're in road column, then you don't pay that extra fee, generally speaking. You still might when you're going across the I don't know, with the Ford.
The
if there
Fords,
is
yeah, in
one.
road column, the Fords are a pain.
Yeah.
So 1, 2,
Because you pay for every section that crosses it.
Oh, that's 16, not 10. Oh my gosh. Wait, let me like increase that. Look up. I've spent like 10 hours on the screen today, so my eyes are like pretty screwed up. Let's see. Glad we can. And then these guys can go.
For
7, 1, 2, 3,
artillery
4, 5.
moving along the trails, there is a small benefit,
Right.
but not for him.
Yeah.
And for leaders moving along a trail, there's quite a big benefit.
Yeah, because it's the same as if they were on road, they get that half movement benefit.
And then artillery going up a brown slope is +2, so that's 3, 3. Actually, we'll move this one here. 3, 4.
I'm glad I'm not pushing guns up a brown slope. My God. I ain't gonna get there real fast, I'll tell you that.
Should be able to roll them down the slope quickly.
That's a little easier. I'm with you on that. You and I get that detail.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And they're still within 3. 1, 2, 3.
Do we want to pull another chit while we're at this?
We could. I don't know who's left. I think it's more of Robert's units is the problem.
It's all me all the time.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
sorry.
Comes with tenure. It's like everything belongs to you.
Well, there's one of Rick's in there too. So
Oh, is there?
yeah.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and grab it. So number 5, whoever's number 5, I think that's Robert.
Yeah.
All right. And then let's grab another one. That is the regroup chit. Do we want to do the regroup chit while we wait for Robert to move his other stuff?
Yeah, we can work on that.
Okay. Sounds like a deal.
All right.
So number 5 is the next one on the list for you, Robert. Once
Okay,
you
hold
got.
on, I gotta move. What's this? Oh, okay. I think I have to move. Oh, he's here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 3. Him, and then this 20, this light artillery down here is mine too, right? Or
You
whose is that?
have to
No.
talk to your.
No, that's part of the my
Okay, but this heavy artillery
Or
is
no.
mine. This heavy artillery is mine.
what heavy artillery?
This one here with this guy, right? This one? Okay. All right, so they're all in, they're all in, they're all in. So I'm done with the 8th Corps. Okay. That's it. I don't see any other 8th Corps. So that's done. Okay. And then the next one I'm supposed to be moving is 5.
Yep, number 5. So Mitch should probably watch you since that's over on his side of the universe.
Okay. So let's see.
Hey, Brandon, I don't think I can catch these guys.
Which one is that?
Up here by Gorky.
So I put a leader on top of them.
But I mean, I don't think there's any way to get through all this, though. I don't think there's any path for me.
Yeah, you may have to go around the back. And the back
Oh,
you really
okay.
block. So yeah, what you want to try to do is did you limber?
I
that's
did
a good
limber.
run.
I did limber, so we were successful
Yeah,
there.
you got gummed up by all the cannons. It's over hill, over dale, we will hit the dusty trail. Yeah, that's what's going on.
Okay, so I'm gonna
Well, that's cool. I mean, that's really cool. With that mechanics going on, I like that. Cool.
I'm moving the 14th
Yep.
over here. So these guys here are going to go actually. So that would be 1, 2, and then down slope is +3, so that's 5, 6, and then 1 to change formation into line. Oops.
Which general area are we in? Are you moving?
All right, right here. So I move this guy from here.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Then this guy here is going to move into line. And this guy here, I'm just going to move back 1. Then rest of the stuff. Oh, this artillery. Now, so this artillery, even though there's 1 battery missing in this 1 hex, I still put it across the 2, right? And unlimber it for the grand battery thing. So this one would go here like this.
Well,
Is that how it would go? Between those 2?
yeah, I'd probably put it on this square and then put the 1 on top of that. But yeah, you can do it that way.
Well, there is sort of a rule that any unit that moves into it goes to the bottom, so that would make sense, I suppose. Although we haven't really.
Oh, is there a rule? I didn't know that rule.
Yeah, if you move a unit into a stack of other units, it automatically moves to the bottom of the stack.
Okay.
Yeah, I know they have specific rules for everything.
So
however, with this, we haven't contemplated this grand battery formation rule.
Okay. And then the light artillery. Oh, those are the Italians. I can't move them. So right, because the Italians are a separate group, right?
You've got different. You can't activate the whole corps out there, so you're just activating by division.
Right. So I just activated the 14th, but the reserve stuff has to be activated separately. Like this stuff is all just won't move, right? This
Yeah,
is
they
all
belong to the Italian Guard Division. different
okay.
division.
That's what I
They're
thought.
commanded by Leckie.
Right, this guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the Guardia Real. And then the 14th Division is commanded by Broussier. And you gave the CP probably to Broussier.
I did. Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Well, sheesh, look at that Grand Battery. That's exciting. Well done.
Okay. It's the sort of Grand Battery. Okay,
The
that's
Grandish battery.
the Grand Battery wannabe with one less artillery piece. Or yeah, battery. Okay, that's pretty much it for me.
Okay, so do some regrouping. I've been moving reinforcements or moving stuff that's out of command in my part of the universe.
Dave, did you want to take that the fifth marker here
Okay,
by the Fletches there?
got it. And I'll take your one that was on the 8th there. too.
It's by F11 there. Yeah. Okay.
I got that.
I see. I've learned. I'm not deleting.
Yeah, thank you.
That's what military school does. Okay, so
Is that what military school does?
they don't delete things. So they have to so with brigade leaders, you have to be within how many? Brigade leaders 2. So you can get move up to 2 away.
So, Brennan,
Yeah.
do I have anybody I need to catch? I was looking at Kreitz. I don't think there's anybody to catch there. And Boriston's within reach of his guards guys, right? So there's no catching there.
You have the Guard Jaegers who are over here.
Oh, okay, right. Who do they go
They
with?
belong with this guy, and you want them, since you want them to, make sure they stand clear of any artillery action. So, like this guy can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You could kind of even. They're trying to get to here. You kind of want them to hit, like about that hex would be in command. That's probably
Is that
the
about
most
as far? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I guess I can get him on that stack
Yeah, but he can't be on the stack, so
because he's too big.
because that's overstacked. So you probably should move him around the back channel here where they can't get
Okay.
through that way.
All right, 1, 2. Let's see. Brown
They
slope is how
go
much?
through- They can go, like this guy could probably go here and
Okay,
then
so-
or something like that. Maybe that's good enough for him. You know?
One. How about I'll just go with the road. 1, 2,
Yep.
3. Okay, then you get into this traffic jam, don't you?
Yep.
4,
You
5,
just want to
6.
be sure you're staying out of the artillery's fire zone because it needs to shoot forward and you don't want to be stuck out there.
And how much does it go down to
French.
Black Slope? How much does it go down to Black Slope?
+3 for infantry.
All right, so that's as far as I can get there. I could stack them there. Does that work for you?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
How much cavalry can you have? Clear hex 18. 6, 10, 15. Oh, I can't even go.
Never
through there.
enough.
Never enough cavalry in a 1 hex.
And then Mitch, this guy here is also
Part of them.
belongs to that same brigade, right? He wants to get over like about here someplace.
He can make it right there.
Yeah, there you go. Where did the other guys go?
They went up north.
I see.
8. Oh my gosh.
And what was their leader again? Is it Bistrom?
Yeah.
Oh, well then. Okay, yeah, they stop right where they need to stop. Okay.
These battalions here
Mhm.
belong to this leader here.
Okay.
So they should go where they're in command, which is, like probably
Okay.
or a step closer because if you don't want to block the road, right? So just step them here probably.
Mhm.
And then this battalion up here also belongs with them. So this guy could go stack over here.
Which one?
He belongs. This
Oh,
loose
okay.
end battalion. He belongs with that group also.
12 is with the stacking, right?
8.
18 for stack.
Okay.
And see, Grim Harbinger says, if you don't have at least 50 guns, it ain't that grand. Got to
Okay.
work on that, Robert. Got to make it a grander battery.
Well, I can just take the hit marker off.
Those were well earned, Mark. Okay. It could be my high water mark in the game.
There you go.
Stuff's there. That stuff's there.
Oh, yeah, these guys need to move.
Okay. Has 8 moved?
Let's
Oh wait,
take a
no,
look.
that's unused. No, that's unused. I'm sorry. I thought that was in the current.
So is everyone done with their regroup?
What,
We've got, then it's Moo number 3 for the French.
what's, wait, just Robert, what's this guy here?
Oh, I'm moving him forward. He won't block line of sight, right? Because he's below on the
Right
bottom
where
side of
he
the
is.
hill.
Where he is now, he blocks line of sight. You can't shoot over your own units.
Oh, you can't?
You cannot.
Even though you're at the bottom of the slope?
Even though you're bottom of the hill, you still can't. It's
Oh, I don't have enough movement then to get away from that. Okay, well, forget that then.
where did he come from?
Oh, he was just back behind the artillery, so I can just move him up here.
Well, you can move one like from over here and get him over up into there,
Oh yeah, could do that. Okay.
and then put him down there or something.
Okay.
Eric, I'm gonna move down south.
Okay, is it your chit number 3 that got pulled?
Hold
Yeah.
on, let me just move this one then. So that would be 1, 2, 3.
Whose cavalry is that? That's got to
Why don't
be Latour Malberg, I guess.
Yep.
Okay.
Why don't you keep this one back
4,
here? So
10,
just notice
14.
you're getting a ricochet shot through there,
Oh, right.
and put him in
4,
line.
8.
Let's see.
I
Well,
think I get do I get an opportunity shot here?
14.
Well, they don't move 14. They only move 11.
Because they went from 2 to 1 and I have that range.
These guys
you
are
only get 'em-
special.
You only get opportunity if they're
They
next
got
to you.
roller skates on. They're sliding down
No,
the
I
hill.
forgot I had heavy. Sorry.
Yeah.
I think that's it for those guys, and then these guys are all going to move to there. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes.
Well, don't forget to move these guns back here. They're part of this 7th division.
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So these ones
My
here had already
eyes-
moved because they were part of
Sorry.
this other group.
Yeah, let me zoom in a little
But
bit.
these two
I
look like
zoomed
they're
out.
part of the 7th Cavalry Division.
All right. Yes. 2, 10.
Robert, you can probably
Yeah.
take this guy out of square.
What am I doing? They can't go over, so
I love it.
put them there.
What am I doing?
Well, I'm forgetting that my artillery can't go down the slope.
I mean, put them in line.
Oh,
Put
yeah.
him in. Yeah, put him in line.
So when I reorged, I should have went that way. That's fine.
Well, they can go down the slope, can't they? These are not severe slopes.
Let me look.
So the brown slopes, it's +2 for artillery. So it basically, costs
3
them
if it's a
7 movement
cavalry.
points to go from one hex to the next. But-
yeah, but oh yeah, no, these guys are 10. All right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So they could do it. It's gonna take them a while to get anywhere, but yeah, they could do it.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Oh my god. Okay, I'm done.
All right. Let's go back up to the cup and see what's cooking. Last chit. Looks like it
Oh.
is number 9. French Moo number 9.
Yeah, it's this cavalry down here.
Does anybody ever play Goss?
Mm-hmm.
I
You
have
play
not.
Goss?
Yes.
Man, I'm that thing is demanding. Whew.
Is
God.
that what you're playing at Consim, Mitch?
No, but I play this. I play a game of Goss with 8 guys. I think there's 4 on each side. There's 2 of us in the U.S. and everybody else is based in Europe, and
Oh,
we've been
wow.
playing for 2.5 years now.
Oh my gosh.
We started our second game, but it's all what we're doing is Battle for Normandy stuff, and it's down to company level. I think it's like 500-meter hexes, that kind of stuff.
Right.
It's so many rules. It's a complex thing, kind of like this.
Dave, you can take that 9 chit off too. All right.
Where'd he go?
He went up here. Actually, he should be in the line.
Where'd he start? He started. Was it
Back,
here?
back here.
This looks like a fun little traffic jam here across the French lines as stuff is moving one side to the other and back again.
I don't think it's a traffic jam. Get the hell out of my way. I got orders from Napoleon. Let's go.
There you go. There you go. David, did you move
Napoleon's-
the guard?
Napoleon's curve with his orders were the only people in the French army who were allowed to wear red pants. So they got their orders from the courier who galloped up in pantalon rouge.
What was your question?
Oh, you moved during the kedging, you moved some of the guard artillery?
Yep.
Oh, okay. All right. 'Cause I'm like, hey, they weren't there a minute ago. So, cool. Yeah, trying to keep track of who's who around here gets to be a little tricky.
Yeah. So we got, so this area is Old Guard. Here's their commanders. This is the Young Guard, etc. This
Right.
is Guard Artillery. The Guard Artillery's commanders are actually all over here. I
Where?
think.
Where's over there? Oh,
Sobier.
yeah, no T and some of the others, yeah. Yeah, well, you've got the Saint-Maurice and Nori are the particular commanders for those sets of guns, right? And then you've got Sobier, Drouot, etc., that are just artillery commanders.
Right.
So in theory, those guns would be moving towards the horse guns would be moving towards Saint-Maurice, and then the heavy ones would be moving towards Nori. I think that's the way that you would do it.
Yeah, and that's what they did. So they started just right back here.
Is there one that's missing? Because I see 3 on the ordered
Yeah.
battle chart, but I only see 2 that are
Yeah.
here.
There's one that has been assigned to the 14th Corps, and he's heading over that way.
Ah, okay. I'm just like, there's one that's missing. So,
Or not 14th Corps, 14th
14th
Division.
Division.
Yes.
14th Division of Eugene's Corps?
Yep. Or it could be Eugene's Corps, whatever. He's heading over there.
Right. Cool. All right. Well, I think that does it for all the chits. So now we would have fire combat.
Fire combat.
And then we would have any assaults. I don't see any assault markers on the map. So I don't think we've got any assaults happening at the moment. So, where do you guys want to start shooting?
Yeah, we might as well start up around Borodino there. It's
Borodino Village it is.
Okay.
Should we start at the church?
Sure. So since it's a special structure, does it only fire 1/3 out of it, or?
Yep.
So.
But all the increments can.
All the increments?
All 6 increments can participate.
Right.
It's,
So you basically have a fire value of 6, right?
Yep.
Because I think your fire multiplier is ×3, and then you're divided by 3.
3.
Is it ×3? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, it's the French line troops, yeah.
Yeah, they're usually ×3.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
If you make a statement like that again, we're gonna put you in charge of Moscow troops.
Yeah, those guys have got a serious multiplier.
I'm sorry, I made a mistake. I mean ×5.
There
Thank
you
you.
go.
So yeah, so if it's ×3, then 6 to village.
Fire defense should be there in line. The guys that you're shooting at, I think.
Oh, the village doesn't
Yeah.
matter?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't help. It's flimsy wooden houses, so it's
So
just like
6
regular.
6 to 9. So
Okay.
1 to 1.5.
Yep.
63.
63. That's good enough for a hit.
All right, we're gonna do our return fire.
Yep.
And then we'll see about a rank check. Okay.
Yep. So you're going to have 12 to, what's the fire defense in the special? General order 12. So it's a 1-to-1 shot. And that's a miss. And then your brow check passes. So cool. Yeah. Okay. What's
Well, let's go
next?
down to these fellows here.
Okay.
Guess I got to be careful that I'm not targeting somebody that needs to be targeted with artillery, but I don't think so. So both these guys could shoot at this unit,
Well,
or I could have one of them shoot at one of these two units, and one of them shoot at, I mean, half of this can only shoot here, right?
Yeah. Yeah. You could split it up any way you want to,
Or I can combine it,
or you
and
can combine
maybe
it.
let's see if I can get somebody into PGD. Let's see if we can just do it.
So,
So I can fire half of what I got into there, right?
so how many increments do you have there?
I've got, let me flip it. I've got 5, so 2.5.
2.5. And those are just regular Jaegers? So
They're
they're
super
times
Jaegers.
3, super Jaegers. So you'd have basically 7.
Okay.
And then his fire defense, is that an orchard?
Yep.
And he's disordered.
Yep.
So it's 10. So it's going to be 7 to 10. So you're looking at 1 to 1.5.
Let's do it. Let's see what happens.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
All
not
right. So
good
then
enough.
let's do the other half against the ones right in front of me.
Yeah, those are skirmishers
And that just
in the orchard. That's
and
19.
I
Yeah.
missed. Yeah. So no problem there.
Okay. So we would have, let's see.
Alright.
Yeah,
Calculate what you get for everything on there.
right. So I have,
You're going to have
Square.
12. You're going to have 9.
so
Oh,
that's
actually, no, because it's 2.5. You'll have 7
2.5 times
times 3.
Three.
It's
7. Yeah.
7.
And then 3 times 2
Four.
is
Or
4 increments. It's 4 increments can fire?
yes.
Here,
Up
yeah.
to 4?
So then that's going to be
Okay.
12. So you've got 19.
19 to.
And then the guy that's disordered can fire 2.
Oh, at half.
Yeah,
Is that-
half his printed value since he's in general order terrain. So his
Right.
printed value is probably
Order.
like
He's got
a,
disorder, so it's so
8. Oh, well, these guys are a lot better than the last game we played.
yeah, so that's another 4. So you've got 23, and the fire defense of the skirmishers in clear is 14. So you've got 1.5 to 1.
to 1.
That's good enough for a hit. Bing. And those guys pass. All right.
And we roll over. We'll do some guns. Then let's take the first gun. We might as well start here, I guess, right?
Sure.
And however, he may be able to combine with somebody, so maybe we ought to think about. Well, maybe he can't combine, so that's important notation here. So
That gun's just firing by itself. Yeah.
yeah. So you're thinking maybe here?
I don't think you can see that hex. Probably this one.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna do this one right here.
Okay. So it's.
Oh, it's 61. That's gonna hurt.
So that's going to be 5 to 5 to 9.
5
That's
to
1.5
9.
to 1. It's still 1 hit.
Okay. I have to make a morale check. Ah, they're good.
All right, mark off your ammo.
Did do it already.
Okay. Who's
Do you want to
next?
shoot your grand battery first, or do you want to start with mine?
Whatever you can shoot first, since
You
I
can
shot first last time.
You've got 2 grand batteries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Twice as much
these
fun.
these 3 guns can fire as one, right?
Correct. If you've got a leader of, yeah, you got Euler there. He's a special artillery leader.
Okay. So my options are, but I don't have to. I could take 2 shots, right? But I think I want to make a combined shot right there. I agree. So that's 27.
Range of 11. Yeah, 9 times 3 is 27. So it's going to be 27, and I don't know what the fire defense is there for unlimited
16.
guns.
So 1.5 to 1 plus 3.
Yep.
Oh,
63. That's good enough
That's-
for a hit.
There goes more artillery.
not high enough to cause you a special problem.
No, you're getting close
already-
enough, though.
Already had enough space. Yeah, Mitch is.
You
Mr.
hit that
Artillery.
battery 3 times, that position
That
3
hex.
times at 60s.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Probably starting to look like.
Right.
I'm getting a little suspicious of this module here.
No doubt.
Certain hexes roll up 60s.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Okay, we'll shoot back at.
The way you are, I would actually shoot
don't have
probably
enough-
both of them at this hex here, and then it would roll in. It would ricochet into that.
all 3 of those
Yep.
are those 2 hexes at that.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't see I have range on anything else, unless. Okay. So you're saying shoot at this.
So you've
one
got
and then-
21 to 14. So you've got 1.5 to 1 there with a plus, plus 3 for Lorison.
Yeah. The other way would be to do this hex and bounce.
So
it
that's
to
a
the
single
square.
hit on the Trilliors or on the Jaegers.
I haven't rolled yet.
Oh, who just rolled 63?
That's me. That was from before.
But I'll take that one. Mitch
Oh.
No.
rolled for
You-
me.
No, maybe knock on wood, but you have to roll your own.
Right.
Oh.
Okay.
So
So what's the other alternative?
well, you could shoot.
Roll it through
This-
here?
You could do that hex, and then it would ricochet into that.
Even if there's a clear space between it?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it takes long range.
So pick your
Um,
target.
Let's go bowling into the square. Because the fire defense is less than at the readout, right?
Correct.
Yes, much less.
Yeah, let's do that then. So we'd have 21 to.
So you're going to have 21 to 14. So it's 1.5 to 1.
With a +3.
Yep.
Oh,
65. That's good enough for a hit.
Ouch.
And you passed your morale check with flying colors. They're feeling very okay. And so then
So you got to
here-
roll through, and as long as it's within range for everything.
Yeah, it is. So it's going to be 21 to
12.
6. So it's going to be 3 to 1 with a -3.
only a -3?
Well, it's -6 for the ricochet
with
bounce
the
through,
lead-
but a +3.
with the-
Oh, you're right.
no,
The
the
leader
leader.
doesn't add in.
Yep. Right,
Okay,
it's just
so
a
just a
one shot.
-6 then. So 3 to 1 with a -6.
Oh,
Oh,
that
that's
one.
better.
All right. So
No,
your
I
guns
can't.
exploded.
I don't, as I look here, I don't, let me just double check. I don't see any targets here for this guy.
Let me take off the. ammo.
You think can he target that? He can't target that, can he?
Well, what is
Yeah, yeah.
Yermanovsky? You haven't fired this other guy here yet.
Oh, it does go. Yeah. Okay. So I do. Okay. It is. Yeah, but I don't think he's Yermolov here.
Yeah,
He's got-
Yermolov. I
he's
don't
not-
know who he's
Oh,
firing.
yeah.
at.
Yermolov's out of range for this turn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But you're right about the other thing, because I do have one shot then at this guy, and that is that's a 9 to it's a 1 to 2
Yep, 9 to 16. Yep,
plus I got Barclay there, so that's
plus
plus 5.
Yep,
27. Probably not going to get
not
it done.
today. Not today.
Well, there you go. See, not everything's a hit
What? How many rounds do you start off with? 12.
Yes.
unless you're guard. Yep.
Okay.
The Redoubt has
Unlimited ammo.
They've got the ammo part. Okay.
They have packed the gunpowder in.
All right. Anything else?
Yeah,
We
we've
have
got some
some.
fire down on our part of the world, don't we? Don't we, Rick? We've got one fire attack, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think it's here, what, with the skirmisher and
Yep.
your infantry.
Yep.
So I've got 4 skirmish value to your 6. So I'm 1 to 1.5. And now somewhere there is a modifier for how many units you have there. Is that correct?
Yes.
Where would I find that on the charts?
There's a table somewhere.
There is a table. Let's see if I can find the table. Because normally I just say, well, it's plus 5 because you've got more.
Well, you can
than
also
9.
roll and see what it is.
Yeah,
If you roll 12, we don't even have to look it up.
that's true. I'm going to roll a 66,
Okay, here it is.
though.
Fire. It's on page 5, and it
probably
is
a hit.
plus 6.
Plus
Plus 6.
6. So page 5 plus 6. I've only got 4 pages. That's a problem. Well, needless to say, it is a hit with a roll of a 51. And then I guess.
My
If
return
you have my
value.
module loaded, it's under tab 5 up there. with
Oh,
the pictures.
okay. Oh, good. So I don't have to flip through all of this necessarily.
No, you could. Yeah, you. I unfortunately I need to rename them because they all say page 1, but I should give them better names. But it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6
Okay.
of the Regs charts, and that's
Well.
the painting from the battle.
There you
You
go.
know, the epic. There it is. It's kind of small, but it's there.
Oh, now how do I load your module and still have everything that's saved the way it is?
It doesn't matter. I haven't renamed. It's not. It just works just fine. You know, either if you load what I have, you'll get a couple other little imagery, and as I continue to update it, you'll be able to add those things. But you don't have to. The way it works perfectly fine with that. You just get that. I don't have those images, but once that's done,
All right.
done.
Rick, I
I'm gonna
suspect
return my shot.
you're firing back at me 1 to 1.5 as well. Because I got a fire defense of 12. You probably got a fire value of 8. So
Indeed.
55. That's a hit.
Hot hand.
My
Yep.
morale check.
Okay. And
make
let's
it.
roll for me. Oh, they're going to disorder. What a big surprise. Let's go ahead and flip them. And so they're going to consolidate into 1 hex, I guess.
Yep.
And then be marked as disordered. Okay, cool. So that's different than all the other rule sets where those guys would route and bug out.
Yep.
Mhm.
So now disordered, when it comes time for me to, well, we have reorganization, don't we, at the end of all of this fire stuff, so they could
Mhm.
recover, couldn't they?
Yeah, because they're not adjacent to anybody. They could recover.
Okay. Interesting. Is there still the -3 on the morale check for
I
being
I believe
disordered?
so.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Interesting. Okay, cool.
But if you fail, you don't route, right?
No.
Correct.
Yeah, you just stay disordered. So the penalty for being disordered is your movement is halved and your combat value is halved, correct?
Yep.
Yes,
Okay.
and some die roll modifiers too.
Yeah.
Are you still able to reaction move when you're disordered?
No.
Reaction move. Yeah.
Um, have
So
to
like
look.
if I assault or whatever,
It's-
can he dance away?
Yes.
Okay. But if he moves, he becomes tired at that point, right?
And if you have
As,
no dodge,
as
if
a
it is
Cossack, he
check,
does not become tired.
Oh, he
the
does not.
rules are all
Okay.
there. Help down.
Yeah, the Cossacks have a special exemption for moving to run away or to react. It's good to be a Cossack.
Whatever.
All right. Did we have any other fire? I didn't have anything else.
Didn't see any in the middle either, so I don't think so.
Okay. Well, let's see. Purely from a victory point, that little exchange worked out better. My Cossacks are only worth 1 point. Oh, your infantry are worth 1.2. Oh, I guess we only broke even out there, Rick. All right.
Yeah, but
Wait till the Moscow
you're
militia
not
starts
slowing me
taking you
down.
down.
That's all I care about. I'm afraid of them.
All right.
That concludes the fire phase. Let's advance the turn.
No, don't we have the reorganization phase now?
Yeah, no
Oh,
assaults,
right.
now reorg.
Yeah. So while we're in the neighborhood, I will then, I guess, roll for this Cossack.
So
And
the
let's see what we get.
Next is recovery from disorder.
So
Uh-oh.
22, he's going to stay disordered.
Yeah.
Just
I've
happy
got-
with this for me.
I've got one unit up here that's disordered, so I'll roll for him.
Which one?
The one that's right here.
He's adjacent. He can.
Yeah, he's
Oh, he's adjacent.
Yeah, he's
He
adjacent
can't
to
run.
it.
Yeah, I didn't want to get your hopes up and get a good roll and say, "Oh, I'm sorry."
I forgot that roll. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you fail again, do you have the option to go ahead and move, or do you stand there disordered?
Nope, it's hard, and you can't disengage if you're disordered.
Yeah, you can't
No, I'm
pull
talking
away.
for his cav that's by itself right now.
Well,
He's
my,
disordered. He failed to make his roll. So if
Right.
he wanted to, not that he does, could he then move? Because he's disordered. Do a disorder move.
what disorder
Right
move?
now?
Yeah.
There's
No.
there's a PGV route move, but he's not.
Yeah, if you're
Okay.
disordered, you don't move. You just
You
stay
just-
where you're
okay.
at.
Yeah. Okay.
So when my chit comes up for Karpov, I could move that unit
As a
um,
normal move.
as a normal
To
move.
tab.
Yeah,
Okay.
but or
it.
if you move stuff up, then he can I guess pull back.
There's a reaction.
reaction movement kind of a thing.
Yep.
Yes.
I promise I'm not doing that.
Cool. All right. Did we already hit the remove button? The remove,
I did not.
remove the move.
So there's no
It looks like it.
PGP, morale. What turn are we on here? So there's no morale level. Any cavalry readiness?
No, not that I'm aware of.
And yep, it looks like we're just housekeeping, Bart. End of the turn.
I move the clock.
Okay. So now it is the 7:20 turn, beginning of the 7:20 turn. So
We did a
now
couple die rolls.
Yeah, we need to roll the die and see what sort of exciting, modifier things we could get.
Well, if Napoleon's going to be running around, or if he's going to be a cranky old soul.
Yeah, it seems to be fairly common. Emphasis on the cranky part. So, All right. Well,
Does not like the chicken Kiev, it's not good to ride. Come all the way to Russia to get the good chicken Kiev, and I get this.
all right. So let's see. Russian.
Mitch, at least we serve it to them hot.
There you go. All right, we'll roll for the Russian command. We rolled a 63 on the Russian command. What does that do?
That's a good roll.
Reserve batteries released. One, so that doesn't affect us since they've already been released, but it says 1 command point is received at the combined army leader level. All right. And then let's go with the French. Okay, go ahead and chuck your dice. A 63.
There it is. Yeah, the die roller isn't broken.
There we go. Guard artillery released. Well, we already knew that. So then this is 1 command point for the army leader. So Napoleon generates a command point.
All right. So we get our.
This is where we do a bit of a wee break and talk about our
Exactly.
command allocation.
What we need to do, where we need to do it.
All right, I will see coalition.
In the coalition HQ. All right. How's it going on your part of the universe there, Mitch?
Oh, well, that was exciting. I mean, definitely, I like, there's something about the game that's sort of like, not every game's like this, where I get a little bit more invested in the outcomes, which I like. You know what I mean? They're more personal for some reason. You know what I mean? And because there's not like early on, there's fire everywhere. It's like, oh, who's going to win these little early tussles in blast and artillery? That's kind of exciting.
Do you see how the counter battery duel works in our favor?
Yeah, he's got some big guns though, doesn't he?
He does, but you're chipping them down. He's spending his ammo on infantry, which we have a lot of, and we're chipping down his long-range artillery. Yeah. After a couple of hours of that, they will have very little long-range artillery left. That's the idea.
And then the game board is ours.
Exactly. Yep.
All right. Let's think about command. We've got who needs command, and what are we doing here?
Mitch, could you lend me the Kreitz Cavalry Corps until 1 p.m.?
You want to just give me. Oh, you want to take Kreitz the whole? What are you going to do?
I have medium-term plans, but part of the problem here is that our conversations are bugged by the live stream.
Oh, okay. Then I will put him.
Interesting medium-term plans for it.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I will. I'm going to change his label to and who's he? I'm just going to Brennan. There we go. We'll just do it that way. Done. There he is. Kreitz is yours.
So then I wanted to suggest that we begin to form up the Russian formations and defense between the Great Redoubt and Semyonovskaya.
I totally agree. Yeah.
So the reason is that Ney is beginning to filter through that woods.
Yep.
He's not there yet, but his light cavalry actually could already begin to make a rush. They won't. Most likely they won't, but we need to be prepared in case they try something silly. The infantry has several more turns to go, but we don't want anything vulnerable. And we do want to plan.
Right.
So the key parts of planning here are to think about the backbone of our defense, which is first and foremost the artillery. And Mitch, you have the Guards infantry artillery, the Guards foot artillery. So
yes, the LGs up by R1A. Okay.
Exactly. I wanted to suggest that you grab one of the reserve foot artillery batteries.
Show me one.
Like this one.
Okay.
And attach it to Lavrov, and they're going to combine in with these two to become a hard-hitting triple battery.
Now they're going to have the short range, or are they going to have
Well, they have a range of 9, which is decent.
Okay.
And they're going to be
You
commanded
said
by
Lavrov, right?
Lavrov. Yeah, that's this guy.
Okay.
They're actually going to be commanded as a battery by Rosen, who has a 1-point artillery rating.
Yep. And
And
then we're going to set them up. Like
that's the
here.
question: is where would you exactly there?
Yeah.
And the reason for that is they're going to have a 9-hex range out to the Black Gully.
Yeah.
And what will happen is the French will creep forward into the ravine of the Black Gully, and they'll hide there for an hour. And eventually they'll screw up their courage, and they'll rush up trying to get out.
I can get to here this turn then.
Yeah, you're just moving them, and the turn after, then they're going to roll out there and deploy.
Okay, agreed.
Okay, so that was one of our batteries to form that. The second battery to defend this arc of our line is going to be the Guards' horse artillery battery. And it's commanded by Borozdin. Here. Yeah. So you're going to need to kedge. I actually think the Guards' foot artillery battery will probably go over around R4C-ish. And the Guards' horse artillery battery will go where Eric was just indicating, which is about here.
Right.
And the reason is because you're giving me Kreitz and his cavalry, you're going to need to bring up the Guards' Cuirassier division to be a cavalry artillery defender unit.
And
So
where
the
did you say with the artillery up front and the horses behind?
Exactly.
Okay.
And those Guards Cuirassiers, they're like vulnerable-ish because they're beautiful cavalry and you don't want to expose them to French artillery. But then, and they're, so instead of having Kreitz forward, we're going to have the Guards Cuirassier division mid-forward, like here-ish. But it's okay. They probably won't get involved in any action before I give you Kreitz back. But meanwhile, we're going to need some type of cavalry unit in this zone, and that's who will come up.
Okay.
And then the Guards' foot artillery is going to set up to start with around R4C. And you're also going to want to take one of the additional foot artillery reserve batteries, like this one, and assign it to Borozdin 2, because it's going to join with the Guards' horse artillery batteries to make a 6-point battery.
Okay. With these two pieces here.
Yes.
Okay.
And their position is going to end up right about here to start with, and then they'll deploy and unlimber. But so they want to spend a turn or two kedging over in this direction.
Okay.
The third battery that's part of this arc belongs to Eric with Seaver's Cavalry Corps.
Right. I just have one. I think I just have the one horse battery.
So if Mitch is okay with it, he should assign this reserve horse artillery battery to Seaver's. And then you'll have two.
Yep.
Eric, you're going to need to find some artillery leader with at least 1 point to join them, but you have a bunch of them, so you can pick, like St. Priest or something.
Yeah, I've got St. Priest. Yeah, he would work.
And the position of that horse artillery battery, the early position of it, staging area, is probably about here.
Okay.
And its fighting position is probably about here. Right? Like you're staging it one turn back, and
you'll be immediately to my left.
Exactly.
Where my guns are. Okay.
So what that's going to do for us is it's going to set up 3 really nice batteries, one here, and one here.
Right.
And then they push it
and
forward,
one over here, and we'll have one over here too, right?
That's right. So depending on what that does is it gives us a wicked crescent crossfire if Ney tries to press against the Great Redoubt between Simonska and
And if he
No,
brings
he's
out
going-
units up into this plateau, then we can roll up
Exactly.
these smaller guns and say,
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
get it within 5x of the,
Yep.
Yeah, because he's not going to
And
have
then-
any artillery to support him for a long time. Because his
right.
artillery's got to try to make its way through the woods and the brush and up
Mhm.
and down the slopes and all that jazz.
I mean, he'll sneak up through that
Yeah.
little gully thing, of course. and
Hey,
then
I've
he'll
got a
pop
question
over
for
and-
you. I've got, a ton of these Jaegers that are part of, I think it's the 12th Division down here. Should I deploy them in skirmish in front of the squares? Should I deploy them in skirmish behind the squares? What's a good use for them in skirmish mode? Or should I just not bother to put them in skirmish mode?
Try
Did we
to
lose Brent?
protect your skirmisher. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes.
you cut out there for a second. So
In most games, you try to protect your skirmishers by putting them forward of a square so that they can run through the square if cavalry comes.
right,
At Borodino, you're actually willing to sacrifice the skirmishers to bait the cavalry. So in general, we're going to have a picket line of skirmishers pretty much where they already are now.
okay,
That is to say, here, here, here. And what's going to happen is sooner or later, he's going to try to chew them up with cavalry,
right.
at which point they die.
Well, they can form square.
Right. I mean, at which point they get engaged and get
Yeah.
some chewed.
Yeah,
And then what you want the rest of the skirmishers to do is to be back in mid-reserve.
okay,
And after the picket line, the forward picket line gets too badly damaged, you take a skirmisher guy from your reserve, mid-reserve, and they advance and they rebuild the picket line.
okay.
And our idea is to have that cycling into the picket line last for 3 to 5 hours.
Okay.
Because if he charges it with cavalry, he's going to be, he'll chew or aggravate the skirmisher, but he may possibly expose his cavalry to countercharge, and he definitely will expose his cavalry on the plateau, and our artillery will hit it.
Right.
Do you think he
So
might go up the
we're-
ravine and try to do like a side inflate of Semyonsky?
Well, he's welcome to try that because Eric grand batteries are waiting in that direction.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's a ravine that he can kind of run all the way down.
Which one?
The one that goes east
the
and
one
west.
that runs in front of Semenoyevsky over towards the Great Redoubt.
Oh, the black one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
this
he can
one
just
here.
he can
Yeah,
just
oh,
run
oh.
right through. You might try to
That's
run.
his staging area. Yeah. Well, Eric's infantry is picketing the Brown Ravine,
Right.
which is fine. That's its job. It's the picket line of squares there is designed to hang up the French, especially their infantry, for the crossfires of the grand batteries. Because Eric's far left battery, it's far right on the map.
Should we run a
have-
few skirmishers up into here just to make it so he has to stop here before jumping down in there?
Not really. We actually want to invite him into the artillery kill zone.
No, I know, but he's gonna stage it so he can just run immediately right into this, right? And
That's
get into
fine.
cover. But if we
If
held
you
him
put
up a little
skirmishers-
bit along this edge, we might get a couple nice shots on him.
Right, like who would you put there?
Just a couple of these skirmishers.
Yeah.
Okay,
they're
what
not
will
in
the-
command though. But even if you could.
That's the problem. The problem
Yeah.
is command. The other problem is you're committing the skirmishers for position, but the French will have heavy firepower advantage over you. So you're going to take 3x more hits than you do on them.
Oh, okay. I was talking about dropping them into the ravine. You know what I mean? So, well, okay, I
Right,
hear what you're
but
saying.
so they're down in the ravine. He's going to throw a light cavalry hook and chase them out.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you want to put squares in the ravine, but then you're committing a lot of infantry very far forward out of command.
No, I was just thinking about just a couple of units just to stop him from just slipping down in that little gully for free.
We actually want him to go in the gully because after he goes in the gully, his next move has to be out of the gully. And once he comes out of the gully, that's where we want him to do, because then he's in the artillery zone. Like our
Okay.
whole artillery position is being gradually developed so that the minute they show their noses out of the ravine, everything on Earth falls on them.
Yeah, all these are in the range of our guns, though. All these hexes
Exactly.
here. So if we can get it to stop here, we
Right.
get
If you
a shot at
want, right. What typically in this particular game against these French players, that actually is a possibility. You could put some squares in there or squares and skirmishers. What usually happens is that the French heavy artillery moves up onto the Bagratian flèches, and then it crossfires any infantry that you put out there. If you want, we could try a picket line out in the Black Ravine with some skirmishers. The issue is command, though, because then you're going to be moving leaders out, and it's going to leave the more solid positions with less command. So that's
No, I throw it out because it's just something that seems like we're giving up an easy shot that we could maybe set up fairly cheap. But I hear what you're saying. That it would cost us basically a CP to get that done because we'd have to commit somebody to lead
to
it.
stay with them. Exactly.
Yeah.
And so like because of the command factor, you could do it if you want it. And it could be done.
I mean, the only one.
either.
I mean, I got one. I got. Dr. Turov does have. Well, maybe not. Some of these guys might actually be in command.
So here's the thing, though. If you look at Dokturov, he commands the 6th Corps.
Yeah.
And the 6th Corps is combined of 2 divisions. It's the 26th Division down there and the 24th Division up at Borodino Village. And the fact is,
I got that leader there. Where's my other guy?
He's here, Kapsevich, in the redoubt.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna flip him over.
The issue is if you use your 7th Division to try to push forward there, you're scattering your 6th Corps pretty wide instead of consolidating it. So you're reducing its combat power. Another part about Dokturov on the 6th Corps is it actually has very strong foot artillery. It has 4 batteries worth of foot artillery. And at the moment, they're still scattered from the setup, but you actually want to gradually gather both the 7th Division and the 24th Division's artillery either to here or somewhere up here, because the 6th Corps' main mission is to, after we win this counter battery duel on the nose, which will take another hour, then your 6th Corps actually can press forward and clean out the French in the Green Valley.
Okay.
And when you do that, you really, ideally, you would want the full Corps' strength. So you're going to hold it back.
Let's talk about. Well, you're right. My some guys we should talk about. Let's talk about these guys specifically. These cavalry guys. Yeah, where we want them. Where do we want them to go?
Yeah. So they need to be arranged to defend with reaction charges both grand batteries.
So maybe like here.
Yep. Or here.
Okay.
Or here, pointing this way. This is probably a good position for them. One of these 2 hexes. It's interesting. Sorry, they're going to cross, right? So this battery here is protected by cavalry over here that comes crossways across the front. And this battery here is protected by cavalry back here that comes crossways across its.
How many CPs will I need to do to make that happen?
1.
Okay. I can do that all with 1. Okay. And who's the guy that gets it? Let's go and give it to him then.
You should give Dorokhov the CP this turn.
All right. So I'm gonna take this number 2 over here and put it on it.
Yep.
All right. I'm giving Raevsky the core activation on my side of the map, and then
Beautiful.
the 3rd Division way out on the Utitsa Kurgan area. They're getting 1, so I can try to get stuff in some sort of position over there. And then, do you still have a spare CP I can use for Karpov, or should I try to roll the dice
I have
for
a
him?
spare. Yeah, no, don't roll the dice. You have the CP.
Okay, all right, then I will take. So,
And I think I should take 1 for Dokturov as well.
Right,
I
so
kind of
we got
assume,
number
but
1.
unless you don't think I need to do a core activation.
Okay. So I
Definitely
will.
4 is good. All right, good.
Okay. So I'll need one for him. Which one should I grab? I don't even know where they are.
So I've got 1, 8, and 5.
Can I have 5, or
No,
you
I've
you
already
have 1, 8,
grabbed
5?
5. So go
I
ahead
see. Okay.
and go ahead. We've got
I've got 2. I'm using
2,
2. Is 3
4,
available?
3, and 6.
I'll take 6.
Okay.
Well, I shouldn't do that. Hold
Yeah,
on, let
we
me
need to
put that
clone
up.
it first.
Yeah, I got you. You're a smarty. Okay. I've already used 2, so those are my 2. And that leaves Brennan with 1, right?
Which number?
4 or 3, I guess, is available.
So we've
Where do I
got
find it?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so you can take either number 3 or number 4, whichever one catches your fancy. I think you were using number 4 because you had Tolstoy's guys that I think had that, but
Yeah, that's right. Do we know where the 4 marker
Oh,
is?
did you roll for your horses?
They choked.
well,
No.
I don't roll until we've assigned all the moves, but
Oh, you rolled that 6 again. You're on a hot hand.
Yeah.
okay. So are we using? So we're using number 4.
Who's got 4?
Did you take 4?
I haven't taken anything yet. I'm
Okay.
trying to find my
Yeah,
horse.
go ahead and take 4.
Yeah.
It's there on
4 is for you.
the used move chart. Just
Uh-huh.
clone it, and then you can plunk it anywhere. All right, and then what I'll do is I've got 1 light cavalry leader on my side of the map. I believe he's a 2. Yeah, he is. So let's go ahead, and that is Vasilichov. And I rolled a 6, so failed.
Good God, guys. I'd say undo that die roll. Good gosh. People don't realize there's a war going on, Uncle Larry.
Yep, well, they weren't paid to make big decisions. On the bright side, we've got the icon of Smolensk coming. That's going to make all the difference in the world.
Mm.
He's there to help your Cossacks and militia.
Yep.
Very nice. So I think we're going places. Like we now have the concept for deploying the midsection of our line,
Right.
and we're doing well in the artillery duel on the nose. That's good. Mitch, your grand battery. Oh, here's an interesting thing. You need the grand battery which is commanded by Lavrov to prolong forward. And in order to do that, Lavrov is going to need a CP. Do you have a CP for Lavrov this turn, or did you put it somewhere else?
Well, so the choice is either it's either Lavrov, or it could be my other choice was let's hear number 3
Yeah, it's on.
That's me now. You already got it. Okay.
on Lavrov.
Okay. So remind me. So number 2 CP is Dorokhov's cavalry division. Yeah.
Oh, so I have too many.
Yep. I
All right.
think you should take 4 for Tolstoy because I don't need to move the 4th Corps. I think you should take this one because you want to keep those cannons creeping forward into the artillery duel. So I think you should get 4.
What about if I put okay, so
Because otherwise, what
I,
does
I can't, I can't, I
cavalry?
can't, I can't activate this guy under Doktorov, right? That's what you're saying, telling me?
Yeah, because his batteries belong to Lavrov. You could put this CP, like Dokhturov's core, the 6th core, is pretty well deployed already. You could
Yes,
take this CP and give it to Lavrov, and then Dokhturov wouldn't do anything. But he doesn't need to.
I'm okay with that as well. Why don't we do that, okay?
I just think that my 4th core is not yet very important because it's like mid reserve and it's kind of shuffling around and it can catch. Whereas having the ability for both Dokhturov's guns and for Lavrov's guns to prolong forward is a very valuable capability because this battery here very likely will want to prolong forward because you're already scoring hits on the French guns on the nose. But if
Mhm.
you prolong forward, you'll get a zone of ricochet. You get one step of ricochet beyond them, and that will
Yeah.
start to put pressure on them back.
Oh, no doubt about
So
that.
I think it's better for my core to just kedge.
Okay. Well, if
And
you want to put your
for
4
both
on my Doktorov, I'll take it.
there you go. Exactly.
But I don't know what you did with the 4.
I put it over. It's with Tolstoy up here.
Oh, okay, I got
I'll give it. I'll move it down
Yep.
for you.
you. I got
There
it.
you go.
I've had it. You've had it over. Yeah. So,
So, what cavalry do you have defending these grand batteries? I guess, do they need line of sight to?
They do not.
They don't. Oh, nice. So they can be
So what
back
he's going to
behind.
do, he's going to leave one hussar here.
Right.
Then he's going to probably move up a dragoon for short range, and he's going to move another hussar probably here,
Right.
cutting this way, and then he's going to have another dragoon here. So and then he's going to kedge up the guards cuirassiers over a turn or two. They're going to form up back here or directly behind the Great Redoubt, and they're going to be the secondary force to come out on a
Cool.
reaction if not.
Cool. All right. Slowly but surely, we're getting people in the right places.
Yep.
All right. Well, I
The
think we've
the
got.
grand batteries are not at much risk of a rush yet.
Yeah.
So we have a turn or two to play with.
Okay.
I really feel like we need to add a 3rd gun here
You have a choice.
or here.
So, well, if you want, Lavrov's battery can form up in the redoubt.
Oh,
Doesn't really need to. It's better off staying mobile because it can prolong forward after you win the artillery.
when I
duel
prolong
on-
forward, okay, so it's going to take these 3 hexes, but then these 3 are also going to move forward, giving me
That's
that
right.
sort of shape.
Exactly.
And then ultimately
right.
it'll be like this shape.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Well,
With a little bit of space here and there. Okay.
Exactly for the cavalry to come out through.
yeah,
That's
I
it.
don't know that. Were you planning on moving Euler's guys forward? Because if you do,
It's
wouldn't
not
that
necessary.
block? Yeah, you would potentially block the other battery.
They won't block because there's a wide enough channel and they're firing crossways, not straight.
Oh, okay.
Is why. Like Euler shoots not at his direct opposite; he shoots at his cross opposite.
Okay.
And Lavrov shoots not at his direct opposite, but at his cross opposite.
Okay.
That's why they don't get in each other's way. And
Ah,
Barclay
okay.
shoots at any target. Yep,
Right.
It's intentional.
Okay. Cool. Well, let's go and see. I think we've got everything. We've got our. There was no other light cavalry to roll for it.
We can go to the
like.
lobby. They're still in the French HQ, so
Yeah.
we can
So we've
continue
got
talking.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 command points and 6 maneuver units. So we can drop those in the bucket.
All right,
we
I'll
can
see you in
go
the
back
lobby.
up to lobby. All right.
Much more enjoyable game. just the way this whole thing is orchestrating.
Yes.
really
For me, a
fun.
lot of times this is as much fun as the action part.
Yes.
I kind of enjoy this part of the game.
Well, this is where you've
Feeling
got all the
counter-
maneuver stuff going on. Yeah.
Exactly. Yep. Eric, your 7th Corps infantry's job is to just hold that forward picket line in
Yep.
the ravine
Yep.
and feed reserves into it. If that's usually the French come up and take it away after an hour or two, but they take wicked losses doing it.
So
Yeah.
what do you think? 1815 to 1915, is that like the greatest technological advance over a 100-year period in all of warfare?
Well,
Railroad. Okay.
yeah. Yeah, you've got, the steam engine. So then now you've got steam powered ships. You get,
I mean, it just changes so fast. I mean, things are the same for several hundred years, largely, right? And then
Right.
boom. Obviously, a lot of changes between 1920 and 1950.
Some of the Brown Bess British musket that was used by Marlborough in 1706 or 1720 at Malplaquet in those battles, they were used again at Waterloo 100 years later.
literally actual
Yep.
guns.
Yep.
Well,
But and at Waterloo, they were beginning to use the Baker rifle extensively. Just barely beginning to. So that was, the beginning of the.
Mhm. Earliest of rockets.
Right. In the Crimean War, the Allies had steamships to bring their supplies and evacuate the wounded that Florence Nightingale had saved back to Britain. And they had the telegraph where they could bring a ship to Bulgaria or someplace, and from there it could telegraph news flashes, cavalry action at Balaclava kind of thing. And the Russians didn't. The Russians didn't have railroads down to Crimea. They had to march all the way down there. And so they couldn't bring up supplies and reinforcements the way the Allies could. And
Those
then by the
Jaegers
Americans,
those Jaegers I have near board, that are under fire, should they
Yeah.
just hold out as long as they can?
yes.
Yeah, they're just kind of sacrificial. I mean, if they get
Well,
some
they're
point where
fighting now. I mean, that's the point. Like, we definitely want to hold on to Borodino Village pretty hard because it's a good pivot point. And we are developing artillery superiority around the village.
Mhm.
So it's a good point to hold.
Yeah.
And force the French to fight there.
So if he fails, then I maybe need to shift somebody back in there to take his spot. I got you. I love it.
Yes, or you want to fight a stubborn action at Borodino Village. What you don't want to do is needlessly expose infantry forward into his artillery. But you want to hold the village from mid back, not from direct. You fight up front as long as they're not getting chewed by cannon. And if their cannons get a beat on you, then you give up those hexes and fade back into the village where you can't be seen.
Mm-hmm. And I can always slip across the river. It's no big deal, right?
Exactly. There could be an hour or 2 or 3 worth of action down in that green valley of the Kalacha. But it's okay because what we're trying to do is let that action swirl while overhead of it, we're establishing over the course of an hour or 2.
If you could ever get that dang cavalry to move, maybe we can bring that down.
Which cavalry is that?
The blue ones.
That's Uvarov, or not Uvarov.
Oh, yeah,
Is
yeah.
it? Yeah.
Platov.
Platov.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're on their way, but they don't have to rush. They want to watch the French action around Borodino Village develop, and then they can decide, do they just play defensive or do they do some type of, there's a lot of those Cossacks, and we won't talk about it in any detail, but you remember what I asked you for, right? So,
Right.
right. Yep.
I was just trying to kid around with you. More than
I figured.
keep rolling sixes up there.
Let's see. Grim Harbinger is saying, maneuvering at Borodino? What is this madness? And then he writes, we Brits were using Baker rifles before 1815. We had them use from about 1807 for the 95th Rifles and the 60th Royal American Rifles.
Exactly, but they were early adopters and experimental, and then it became mass use by the time of the Crimean War. A lot of that was percussion rifles.
Yeah.
It's still a is it still a muzzle load or is it a breech?
It's muzzle
loading,
load, but it's
mini balls.
instead of it instead of it being flintlock, it's percussion cap.
Oh, okay. So you can shoot in wet. You can shoot when it's wet easier.
Indeed, and I think
And
that
faster rate of fire.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and that's what they're using for the most part during the American Civil War, which happens just a few years after the Crimean War. Crimean War is 1850, 1857, something like that.
53 to 56.
Okay, 53 to 56. So, yeah. So, a lot of stuff.
Trains?
There are
Crimea?
muskets in the American Civil War that were flintlock and then converted over to percussion cap. So they had a lot of stuff that was older, and then they were able to convert the locks to work for percussion cap.
One of the
But
things
still
you see in
smoothbore.
Yeah, there's still
Bataille
smooth bores.
games.
There's lots of smooth bores that are used in the American Civil War. They're not
Especially the
they're not
first couple
rifles.
years
Yeah.
of it. What you see in the La Bataille games, especially in 1815 at Mont Saint Jean, is by then the Baker rifle is pretty broadly spread among the skirmish units. And when you play the game, Mont Saint Jean, if you use them well, they can be a tactical decisive factor because they increase the Allied infantry firepower in unexpected ways, not necessarily by kill volume, by pure firepower multiplier, but because of their morale effects and officer kill effects, they're very, very dangerous against the French army.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know exactly what we're talking about. You've been on the receiving end of that, unfortunately. So, as has David.
I think you killed at least 6 of my leaders.
Yep.
It's quite a few wounded / killed.
Yep. That's and that hopefully that taught you not to go throwing them into the front lines. Let's see. Nordic Maelstrom says, hello, everyone. Just finished the campaign for Napoleon's Last Gamble. I'm fatigued and need a break from the huge campaign games. So, yeah, so nothing like jumping into the Battle of Borodino for a small non-campaign game. Yeah, light and fluffy here indeed. So, well, cool. Thanks for writing in the comments, guys. I try to, there's a lot of times that it's hard for me to answer because I'm involved in the game, but I appreciate you guys asking questions or making comments during the gameplay. All right, have we got everybody in the bucket?
I believe we do.
Are we ready to start a new turn, or are we ready to go home and take a nap?
Let's do a couple chits worth.
Okay. All right, on that happy note, I'll draw the first chit. It's the leader movement chit. The much maligned leader movement. So, who needs to move leaders so that way people can catch?
I don't have any MUs this turn, so I have a fair amount of leader.
Okay. All right, well, we will let you move people around out there. I will move Kutayazov and the icon of Smolensk. And that moves as if it's a leader. Okay. So Kutayazov is 1, 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Dave, is it okay if I move these light cavalry leaders further north?
Which
The ones that we all failed the rules for. These guys down here. These guys down here, and this guy here.
well, just make sure if you want to be able to roll for him, you got to move Grouchy. Keep him out of range of Chastel.
And which is what, 6?
Yep.
Jeez.
So like move them kind of forward and keep Grouchy back here somewhere or whatever. He's under Hussein right there.
Okay, and yeah, Hussein will stay there. Actually, I can move Hussein a little bit further too. Okay, all right, we'll move Hussein.
Oh, I had a question for you, Eric.
Yeah.
So the one artillery that's under Bruyere, that's the only thing he has.
Yes.
Can I attach that to a different division?
No, because I don't
It's
think
a
it's a
division
core
itself,
accent.
right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, no.
its own
Okay.
thing. So that's
That's what I thought.
part of the problem with that. And it's a weird little thing too.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
let me undo the label.
So I think it's a case where like all of his horsemen got left somewhere else. Or because by this time in the campaign,
Cossacks are using them.
a lot of the French cavalry are much diminished from, lack of fodder and hot summer marching through the wide open spaces of Russia.
Mm-hmm.
So there's probably a lot of dead horses and a bunch of guys that don't have any horses to mount.
All right, I'm done with my leader movement.
I did get that new game
No,
from VUCA.
No. Bruyere is a divisional commander.
Yeah.
He's got 3 brigades, 3rd, 4th, and 15th. It's a light cavalry division. He has to stay with his 3, within 3 of his 3 brigades.
Oh, I don't
Oh,
think
well,
you've
then
been
I
doing
need
that.
to
I
move
think
him.
you've been
No.
keeping him within command of Nasote.
Yeah.
Well, he does. He has to stay within. He has to stay within 6 of Nansouté, and then the central among the light, because he's the light
All right,
cavalry
I'll move
division
him up
commander.
there. All right.
Yeah, so then I guess you would just be kedging that artillery unit.
Yeah. Okay. Valente, is he part of that group? What is it? Let's look. Let me go look.
Jacquinot, Pierre, and Nowitzki are his 3 brigade commanders.
Okay, that's all he cares about. Okay.
Yeah.
And Saint Germain is a heavy cavalry division, and Valence is a heavy cavalry division.
Okay, and then let me put him out of command. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, so he's just
Like,
Mitch,
that's weird that he just
Mitch,
has
you-
one.
Might want to put Rosen, the Guards Infantry Brigade Commander, maybe over by R4C in this direction.
You think?
Yeah, because that's where the foot guys are going, and your
Okay.
other guy is in an excellent position already. Like this, like right about here was good.
Okay.
Yeah, you want him like here so he can reach his infantry with like here.
Oh, but don't we want to draw them down? I have to be with, I have to move with 3
It's
extra
funny
hexes. So I
because
get,
the cannon are actually commanded by a different leader, not by him.
okay. Because that only brings them to here, you know what I mean?
Like I said, the cannon are commanded by the corps commander, not by him.
Okay.
He's going to use his artillery modifier when the time comes,
Because
which is
he's
when
just in charge of these 2 guys right here, right? That's all he has.
that's all he needs to do for now. Yep.
Okay, but they won't move to here unless I move them further.
Right, but the cannons will because they have a CP.
Okay. But the cannons are moving over here, right?
Well, the horse are, but
Oh.
the foot are going. The foot are going.
Okay.
Yep.
Like this guy here?
That's right. He's gonna end up over here, commanded from Lavrov.
I thought it was going to be
Lavrov.
Rosen. Is it going to be Lavrov or Rosen?
Lavrov.
Okay.
So Rosen wants to stay still in range of his infantry guys.
Okay. Okay.
Because the movement and combat are 2 separate.
Who commands those 2 guys?
So with kedging, is it when you move the units toward the commander or the leader, is it the most direct line or the line that uses the least movement points?
I know in 5th edition it's the most direct line. But let's take a look here. That's a good question. So
But you
reorganization.
can avoid. I think it says you can avoid obstacles.
Yeah, or avoid going into general order or something like that. So, what would it be?
Kedging is mentioned under administrative march.
Yeah, but it's not administrative march. You're just kind of it's actually the regroup phase is what you're doing. So during the regroup phase, that's when you would move those guys. So where is regroup? Action shits. So regroup, out of command, not adjacent to enemy, may move so as to place themselves in command or close the distance, separating themselves from their immediate superior. As such, were assigned to a leader and not in command may regroup towards their assigned leader. Reinforcements may regroup towards a terminus hex. Units conducting an administrative march or are part of a static position move at this time. So units that move to regroup may not assault or charge an enemy unit. They may not move adjacent to an enemy unit. They must cease moving the moment they enter the command span of their leader. They must move in as direct a fashion to their leader as possible. Where possible, they will move in a straight line. Units in general order may move into non-general order terrain, hex, and inner column formation where they may be subject to opportunity reactions due to the formation change. Units in general order terrain which move directly to other general order terrain hexes cease their movement after moving only one hex. Units may only change formation to exit general order or to enter general order and thereby cease moving, or to move or exit road, column, or to limber or unlimber if artillery, or limber if unlimbered artillery. Units that move during this action chit may be opportunity charged.
Could you read that bit about formation changes?
Yeah, so it says units may only change formation to exit general order or to enter general order and thereby cease moving. To enter or exit road, column, or to limber if unlimbered artillery.
Okay, that's helpful.
Yeah, units that move during this chit are maybe opportunity charged. So yeah. Yeah, so I think that it's really where they're kind of moving. I think in the 5th edition, they can do a few other things, but in this, it's more limited to them just heading to regroup. That's kind of what it looks like to me. All right, let's see.
I'm pretty much done.
Good. Let's see. Grim Harbinger says, I recently finished a battle of Aspern Esling in the John Tiller games. I did manage to get several officers captured. That's always fun. Nordic Maelstrom says, I'm going with a small battle from the Great Battles of History series. And he says, I'm looking to play either Aspern Esling or Wagram later in the month or early next month. Grim says, it's such a cramped battlefield at Aspern Esling. I think by the end I lost about 27,000 men, with the French losing about the same. Ouch. Nordic Maelstrom says, the casualties for the Waterloo campaign I just did were quite a lot. It's near impossible to figure out the KIA wounded POWs for the system, unfortunately. Yeah, and with La Bataille, those increments lost don't actually represent 100 men dead, but it's basically you've lost the effectiveness of 100 men being out. So the actual casualties are somewhat less than what would be indicated from one increment. So, all right, are we ready to draw? We draw the Russian chit number 4. So that is, that's Mitch. That is Doktorov, center wing.
Wow. Okay, here we go.
So what does that include?
Well, that includes the 6th and that includes the 24th. This one right here. And it includes this guy. And it includes these guns.
You can prolong them backwards.
Thank you.
No, not that way. That's the wrong way.
Oh, I think you're funny.
Yeah. Mitch, I don't think you need to prolong them forward this turn yet. That's a bit of a gamble because that'll put them in range of light guns over on the French side. They were probably okay where they were.
Oh, okay.
Or you could roll them forward, and that's a little bit of a gamble. Up to you.
Should we do another chit?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Let's see. It's the reinforcements. Do we have any reinforcements coming in yet?
Not this turn.
Okay. Well, that's easy to deal with. Let's grab another one. It's the French chit number 3. So maneuver unit number 3. That's down there. What, your cavalry again?
Yep.
Okay. Which one is that?
It would be.
It should be Latour. Or
No.
well,
No, not
I don't
Mitch,
know.
Suchet.
are you finished with your movement? Or are you still moving, Mitch?
Oh, I'm still moving, but I don't know if I'm going to do a whole lot. We'll see.
Okay. When you move something,
Not.
if you could just kind of click on top of it, because I can't.
Oh, I personally have not moved anything yet. I moved all those
Oh.
cannons back, so I have not actually moved anything. I'm just wondering if I need to rearrange an all-around Borodino village.
Heavy calf.
Right there.
Mhm. How much does that cost? Look. Cavalry upslope +1. So that's 5. Oh, okay.
And that's a severe slope, this one here, right?
So can I go here?
Yeah. So that's going to cost you what, 4 to move there?
Yeah, 4. And then 5.
Yep, so that's 9.
I think these guns are with them. 10. Okay, and then the scouts.
All right, hang on a second, guys. All right, I think we're back. Thank you.
Then I guess I'm done. Not much for Doctoro. That was kind of a shame, but I guess it's when if you roll early, it's what happens.
That's right. The main reason for having the artillery prolong available was in case the French did something, then they could react. But at the moment, their firing positions are.
And we like this shape better than this shape, for example.
Yeah, oddly, it's slightly narrower and it gives more room for cavalry to come out the channels.
Isn't that weird? There's
One
3
hex
X's.
difference.
Yep,
Exactly.
it is.
It's an artificiality of the hex grid.
Yeah, I was thinking about the other day how a hex grid is really just offset squares.
That's what it is. Okay?
That's all it is. They're just
Um,
squares that don't connect at the corners,
That's right.
which is why you get that odd sort of increased movement as you move on the diagonal that you wouldn't get in real life.
So Eric, I'm gonna mark those guys out of command now. even
Yeah,
though
no, that's
they've
fine.
moved. So that way I don't remember. But they're marked as moves, so I know not to move them during the reorg.
Correct.
What's the 710 guy?
So he's
Or
part
not the-
of, I think he's part of this, the seventh.
The other group.
Yeah,
Yeah,
these
yeah.
guys
Okay,
over
so I
here.
have to
Yeah.
worry about them.
Yeah.
So
Now
I
these
think
guys,
I've
though, I don't
got-
know who they belong to.
Those guys belong to
Mitch?
Reinecke or Rosnecke.
Hey, Mitch.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's
Okay.
a couple of small groups in the back distance who could
And then I
move.
have to move
If-
Okay.
Nassier.
They should move down here,
That's what I was thinking.
and this square should either hide down in the ravine or hide
Let's
behind
see.
it without.
I'll have to see it too.
I don't think I can do that far. You said here or here? Was that the right spot?
Yeah, either place is fine. You
Okay.
basically, remember he got ricocheted last turn, you want to get away from that.
Oh, okay. Sweetness.
Okay, I think I'm done. With 3.
Cool. All right. Do we want to draw another one?
We
Let's
can
do
draw
one
whether
more.
we do anything.
I said keep it rolling, yeah.
Keep it rolling. Here we go. It is Russian number 5. That is Karpov's cavalry down here in the brush. All right. So I got to figure out what I want to do with these guys. Continue to gum up the works. I will do that. Put that guy there just to make your life difficult.
Hey, Brendan, I don't want to do any sort of, I don't think I want to do any sort of like assaulting or anything here against these. I could do like an assault.
No, that's a firefight. That's an interesting firefight.
Okay.
Hey,
you actually have advantage there because
Can I
if the French
capture
move
your leader
forward-
over here, Rick?
If you want.
I don't know what the rule is. I'm just like, hey,
have
there's
to
a French
surround it.
leader here all by himself.
You have to surround it.
Oh, that's no fun.
Yeah, it's almost impossible. If you move on his hex, he just flitters away automatically to the nearest unit.
Yep, yep. No, it's kind of like the icon of Smolensk. Here today, gone tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see, what shall we do here? We got some people we need to try to pull back in some way, shape, or form. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's going to be 10 points to get them there. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, and 13 gets these guys over here. All right, this poor guy can only go half his movement. He can only go 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's going to make a break for it. Run for the hills.
Only 8.
Only 8. Yep.
Jeez.
All right. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Can't quite. Oh, yeah, we could get there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, that's marsh. That costs more, doesn't it? Okay. Well, 1,
Oh, for
2, 3,
Cossacks, I
4,
think it's
5,
only
6,
plus
7,
10.
8, 9. 9 and 7. Oh, that's going to be 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 15 gets them there. All right. And Karpov is on his own. So we can just place him here. And everybody's in his range there. Okay. All right, that takes care of that excitement.
All right. Next up is First Corps,
French or Russian?
French.
French.
Okay.
So Eric and I can drop down. You guys can drop.
Yeah,
the
let's do
next
that.
chit. Do that.
I'll see you in game room 1.
Yeah.
Uh,
All right.
All right.
Eric, you let me down. I thought you were gonna stay. You're so mean to me.
I couldn't really.
You get me excited and then crush me.
Oh, well.
Break my
You'll
heart.
get used to it. Get used to
Yeah,
disappointment.
go ahead and charge. Send in all your leaders, please. All right, let's see. Mm-hmm. So these guys are gonna go. I'm gonna
So
start
where are
with
you gonna work?
Friant.
Friant. All right.
Friant.
Friant is here in the middle, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So 2nd division, it looks like. Yep.
And he's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I spend 1 to change formation.
Yep. Yep.
Do I want to change formation? Let's see. Can I go into these town in line? Slow town.
Yeah, because I think the town is kind of like clear. I don't think it has a. It's not general order terrain.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just stay where I'm at for now.
Yeah, because these are like they're not really towns. They're like little villages, so they're hardly anything at all. They're just a couple of shacks that pass as buildings.
So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I mean, they do block line of sight, but that's the extent of it, I think.
6, 7, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think 33rd is part of the group, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I think the 48th is also part of them.
Yeah, all the guys with gray pants.
That's not. And then, I know what I needed. I knew there's something I needed attached. I needed to attach the sappers to DOSX or whatever, right?
I thought you already did that last turn.
I didn't label it anyway, so I'm gonna label
okay.
it.
Yeah.
DSSAIX. All right. So then I have to move the leader still. So
Well,
he
you
will
still have
go.
some more guys that are part of Friant. These guys here underneath the sapper, right? They've got gray
Are they?
pants.
Oh, 33rd. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And I don't know about, I think these guys, these Italians, or I think maybe they're Spanish. I think they're part of the 2nd as well. You see, it's got a number 2 up in the corner.
Oh, top left. Okay.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I'm sure they have artillery. Let's see. Artillery is probably in the back there, out of command.
Yeah, it's probably these guys here. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't see any other 2s. Okay. And then dude needs to move. Let's see. Where's Napoleon? I have to make sure I don't fuck this up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Well, he's 15 away right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So you can't move Davu too much, otherwise he's going to be, yeah.
Okay, I'll move
1,
him
2,
to
3,
there.
4, 5, 6. Yep.
Oh, I'm moving him. He's gonna go where Compounds is potentially.
Oh, okay.
Slide him up north a bit. All right, so now oh, that's interesting. Mm-hmm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3. So I'm gonna move Desax or whatever.
Right.
2, 3. Right. 5, 6. Move them down there. And then I'm gonna like that. In case you think of some shenanigans.
Who, me? Shenanigans?
Let's make sure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What are these? Artillery 4, 5, 2. 4, 5, 2. First Corps 4, 5, 2.
He's
452 is part
probably
of the
belongs
4th
to-
Division. Yeah,
Yeah.
same. That's who it is.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that's Desai. Desai.
So he's going to go 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I think that's it for, you say. Then I guess I have some cavalry.
Yep.
These guys are going to go 4, 8, 12. 4, 8, 12. Houston, that's going to be a problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4, 8, 12. 13. Should I get that aggressive? Great. I think I'll go there instead. And then okay. And then I'm going to move, I guess, comps, right?
Yep.
Compounds.
Yep. So these, which hexes are going to be affected by my skirmisher? So
I didn't see
these
the other guy
hex,
there.
these
Got it.
hex, these, basically all of these out
2
here.
hexes.
Yep. Yep.
So that'd be 2 plus 2 is 4.
So yeah.
No, 5 because it's 1 away.
Yep.
So 5.
Yep.
Let's see. Do I want to do that 4? I think I'll just go there. Now, do you react to that?
So the marsh, yeah, it's going to cost you 6 to go there, and you got enough movement points. No.
I'll go to there.
How exciting.
Come on, be impressed. All right. And this guy is going to be 4.
Yep.
I think that's it.
Yep.
This guy's going to go. Oh, wow. Get out of my way. 4. And he goes through Zox, right?
Who goes through Zox?
Your skirmish.
Yeah.
So this
they
guy would
extend.
still pay 4.
Yep.
Even though I have
Yep.
guys in front.
Yeah.
For the record, that's kind of really weird. 4. I mean, I guess it gives them a use. See, that would be 2, 4, 4. Go the next one would be too much. Going to there. Calling down doesn't cost anything.
Nope.
2, 4. 2. I think that's 3. 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So everybody's okay there. And then I need to move Mr. Daboo. 1, 2, 4. I guess I can move him a little bit. Let's see if I can move there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 5, 1, 2, 5, 6. 1, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I think I'm done.
Cool.
I don't think I missed anybody, right?
Nope. I think you got everybody. The other people are out of command, so they will just be
Yeah.
kind of plugging along when they have a chance to come plugging along.
Yep. All right.
So,
Thank you, sir.
cool. My pleasure. We live to serve.
No, we'll stop it.
All right. Let's go back up to the lobby and see what's cooking.
Yep.
All right. Where are we at now?
Russian 2.
Russian
Done.
2.
Russian 2's done. Nice.
Mitch, the one thing you want to put the leader for those Cav guys on top of your green Orenburg Dragoons. Or just behind him, maybe here.
Do we want him to be in a position to lead this one just in case, or do you want to?
Yeah, that works. I agree. Yep. And then
Okay.
and Dorokop himself probably goes, like here, because he commands the hussars, so he probably goes there. Yep.
Cool. And then we pulled number 5.
Number 10.
Number
You
10.
mean?
Sorry.
Of the French.
Yeah, we don't
Yeah.
have 10 Russian.
Yeah. So I don't know who that is or where that's at.
They're done.
Oh, was that some cavalry somewhere? Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Little cavalry. Okay. Then I guess we can go back up to the cup again. And let's see. It is number 6. Russian number 6. That's not me. Russian 6 is that
Find the
is
great readout back there.
Yep, that is Lavrov and the 5th Corps.
Okay. So we want to pronate, right?
Yeah, they're prolonging forward and down, like southwest.
Like this. Sorry.
Yeah, the guy on top of the slope is prolonging northwest, but because you can't go down a slope, you have to prolong.
Oh, I
above
can't?
the corner of it. Nope.
Okay. Down.
So these two on the flat, they prolong here and here, right? And then the other gun moves in behind them and he'll come in next turn. He won't get into action this turn. But they're lining up. So that's good for
Okay.
them.
Oh, I can't prolong
And
down
then-
a slope. Okay, I got you. Okay.
Only flat turn, and then, which is different, like most other Lavatai versions you can. Then you have the foot batteries, we talked about them, right? Like they're heading over this direction.
But they're out of command, right?
They're in
That's
command.
gonna catch. Oh, okay, they are, okay.
Yeah, they have 6 range from their. Because their commander is the core commander.
Okay. Anything else?
Are you done?
I think so.
All
Do I
right.
need to move any of these leaders, Brendan? Those don't look
Those,
familiar to me.
Yeah, those are second core leaders. They're reserves coming up.
Okay.
Yeah, Robert, you're moving your
You think you're pretty good for now.
13.
The
Four
main
or
thing was
five.
the heavy
Okay.
guns moving forward.
Oh, I did have,
So-
there
So
was,
Mitch,
there was
did
this
you
one
want to
here.
move this guy?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about, that one there, like maybe,
This battery
There.
is going to work. That's good. Yep. He's
I could even
that's
go a
fine.
little further if that's helpful.
no, don't rush it. We're just trying to pre-position.
Maybe like
staging
there?
areas. Sure. Checkerboard.
That we get a little spacing there for us, just in case something tragic
Okay.
happens.
Mitch, you're gonna get a shot on these guys in
No.
Chile.
53, might we do it? Okay, 53.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a 1-to-1.
So
So,
you- Yep, there's a hit.
Is it 1-to-1?
yeah, you've got it's, well, I don't know if it's 1-to-1 or not. It had been 15 to whatever, but I see he's taken a hit.
took a lot. Yeah,
Right. So it's
he's
going to
only
be
got 4
12
left.
to whatever. So it's 1 to 1.5. I think you need to get more than that. I think you need to get a 55 or
55?
56.
Okay.
So it's close, but no cigar.
Okay.
Pew, pew.
We'll do that. And then we'll go 1. So I'll move this guy here. 1, 1, 2, and
So now why wasn't I, what was my value here?
So you should
Okay.
have, you've got 4 increments, times 3 is going to be 12. And you're firing on this chap here who's got a fire defense of at least
Skirmish.
14, right?
13.
But he wasn't in that formation when he was in it. I shoot at him before as he moves, not at the new formation.
He
he was in
still
line.
in skirmish.
Yeah, he
he was in
he was-
skirmish order then.
Oh, he was always in skirmish? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Skirmish there.
I stand corrected. I thought you'd changed formations, and that's
No.
why I got a shot.
No,
Okay.
he just spent
He
a movement
rotated
point.
into
Yeah.
there.
Thank you. Apologize.
Okay, and I just moved this guy from here to here. And he'll be in line there. This guy will go 1, 2, here. Four in line here. This guy will. What is a black again? Severe ups +4, so that's 1 to switch formation. 6, 7. So this guy 5, 6, 6 there. There. Take this guy one more back. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I'm done with that one.
All right. Do you guys want to call it quits here? I think this is probably a good time. And
Yeah.
just save it.
Sure.
I'm
Okay.
cool with that.
I'm curious. So we've got an assault over here. That's the first time we've seen that.
Yeah.
So was this the unit that was adjacent, or somebody that was adjacent moved away and then somebody else moved up?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. He started over here at 5 hexes away.
Okay. So units that are adjacent, in order for them to move out, what, do they have to make a morale check, or how does that
Yes.
work?
He did. He had to make a morale check, and then he moved out.
Oh,
Passed
okay.
the morale check. He moved out. He actually.
So you don't need a leader like in 5th edition or something like that.
No.
You can do it just with a morale check pass. Okay, cool. Do
Yeah,
they
remember though, if you stack without a leader, you do have a -3 per unit that you're
Right.
stacking.
And then there's just one opportunity fire as he leaves, or is there opportunity fire when he about faces, and then
Mm.
opportunity fire as he moves out?
If he
Said he moves
changed
out.
his formation, I would, but he just changed his spacing. He can do an about face, and
So
That's
that
why I
doesn't.
shoot it.
Okay.
Right. It doesn't expend a movement point to change facing. So.
Okay. Yeah, because I know in like Premiere, it's an extra thing. So okay, cool. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and save this file. Next week, of course, a bunch of us are going to be off in beautiful Tempe, Arizona.
Mhm.
So we will not
The
be
weather's gonna be great.
streaming. Yes, indeed.
Sounds good.
You lucky people.
Well,
I wish I was in Tempe playing games.
well,
If
and
have you
we'd love to-
ever been?
It once, but I always have it's my last week of summer classes.
Oh,
So I have to grade like a madman.
totally. Yeah, I was so glad